How's it going, guys? It's Iowa Titan, and I'm going to be doing a different video. Pretty much all my channel is going to be a different video. It's going to be a difference between knives, airsoft guns, real guns. It's all just going to be a variety. So I've been trying to look around on YouTube to find different videos on how to disassemble a G&G CM18 AEG Mod-1, and I couldn't find any, so I kind of figured it out, and I'm gonna take this apart and show you guys how to do it, because it's a lot different than any other video I've seen, and it's a different process to how to take it apart. So first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pull up on this. Just pull it straight out and pull up, and it'll take the crank stock off. And then from there, you're going to want to take out this front pin right here. You don't have to worry about this one yet, but it will come up. So go ahead and take out that front pin. I just use a screwdriver in my hand. Pretty simple, and just comes apart pretty easily. Here you'll be able to take out the inner barrel. Make sure not to lose any of these parts, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to go and replace them. If you want to take off the rail system, it's pretty simple. There's just one screw here and one screw here. You just take those out and it comes apart. I'll go ahead and take it off for you, just to show you. It's really not that hard. What the hell? Oh, I took the wrong one. Make sure you guys have like a tray or something like a bowl to put your screws in. That way you don't lose them. I took my optic off. You don't have to, but it might make things easier. Because it could get in the way. If you guys want, just comment and I'll do a full breakdown of my build. But here is just the rail system with my foregrip and front sight. Pretty easily. Just those two bolts, or those two screws, got that out pretty easily. I haven't really figured out how to take this off, but I'm pretty sure it involves cutting it off. And then there's just this tiny little pin right there. I think you have to cut into it about right here, and then you can punch that out and put a different tip on. I'll probably do that later on. I'm not gonna do it right now, mostly because it's well, I don't really have the money to right now, and yeah, I know it's probably not too expensive, but got bills to pay. So from there, you're going to want to come into the bus stock, into the buffer tube, and just move the cord out of the way. Take a normal Phillips head screwdriver, just go down straight into about the center of the buffer tube. That's not right. There it is. That's a pretty long screw, so you're going to be sitting here for a while. Now, normally with other YouTubers and guys that do these kinds of videos, they'll usually just they'll just cut through it, right? And they've already pre-taken everything apart, and I don't have the editing skills to do that. So what you want to do next is there's these two connectors on this specific gun. I don't know if any other guns do this, but right here there's two connectors. There's the negative and the positive, and they just come apart right there at that joint. That way you don't have to take the fuse out of the plug, because that's normally what you'd have to do. See, there's a fuse right here. You don't even have to take that apart, and you don't have to pull it out. There's just these two connectors, And mine were pretty tough the first time I did this, so I imagine it'll be pretty tough for you. If not, you're very lucky. Go ahead and move your selector switch to semi, and next thing you're going to want to do is take this screw out of the center of the mag release, and again, that's just a normal Phillips head. It's going to be pretty small too. And there's a small screw on the inside, right? And then there's the button itself, and then a spring that goes inside and sits in there. And then on the back side, there's the imitation bolt release that isn't even connected. So from there, go to the bottom of the motor mount and take out these two screws right here. You don't have to worry about the center one. And that's an Allen wrench as well. It's a 2.5. No, it's smaller than that. It's a 2. And these will be pretty hard to get back in. It requires some force to put it back in. If not, I'm doing it wrong. But the motor is spring-loaded. So you have a negative and a positive. You could just pull the motor. Normally you can. I'm not able to. You just kind of have to get the connectors out. There we go. There's one. And there's two. And then the motor does slide out. Ta-da. There's the motor. Set that aside. And then from there, switch back to your Phillips head. And then there's 2 more screws in there. Right down there at the bottom. Go ahead and take those out. And these are pretty difficult to put back in as well. So be ready for that. What I would do is I would just leave them in there. Don't take them out, and be very careful not to dump them out, because when you go to put it back in, I did forget it the first time. I did forget about those, and I almost put it on without it. I remembered. Alright, so this is where no other video tells you about, is this pin right there. Tiny little bastard. And you just want to punch that out and don't get your bit stuck. So this pin is really funky. So if it'll focus on it instead of me. Alright, focus. I don't know if you can tell, it's really hard to tell. But there's like a texture on it. It's pretty rough. Almost like a drill bit, but not really. It depends on what kind of drill bit. And then it's just a normal pin. And no matter how hard I looked, I couldn't find anything how to take this gun apart. And I was sitting here for a good minute trying to take this gearbox out, and I couldn't do it. And come to realize that it had another pin in it. Alright. So after you remove that pin, you can go ahead and remove the rear pin where you would normally take it out. This one back here. Go ahead and just pull that out. And there you go. You have your gearbox. And the reason I said to put your firing selector on semi is because right here, that semi or the fire selector kind of moves. It's a weird. It's not really a circle. I don't know if you can see it moving in there, but it moves this forward for safe, center for semi, and then back for full. So when you put it in semi-auto, it makes it easier, so it just slides out easier. So there you go. You got your gearbox out. Your gun is pretty much completely taken apart, other than the outer barrel right here. And you can take this off as well. It's just 3 Allen screws. So there's one right here, one tiny one, and then two small ones. But it's this one right here in the center is the smallest. So you have 3, and if you just take those out, the entire outer barrel just comes off, and then you're left with like that much barrel left, a part of the upper. So I'm gonna stop this video right here, and then I'll make part 2, and I'll put it back together, and then I'll do a review, maybe on a 3rd part or a 2nd part. But thank you for watching. If you want to like the video, leave a comment of what I did wrong, or if you found an easier way to take things apart, by all means go ahead and leave a comment. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next.